Hey, I'm Courtney Waterman, your tutor. Lover of anime, manga, and math. And you just tuned into another session of Tutor Me Senpai. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're jumping into our 6th grade topic, finding the mean, median, and mode of a dataset. As always, if you have any questions whatsoever, you can put them in the comment box below and I'll be able to help you as much as I possibly can. If you have questions about your own homework, remember you can visit me on Facebook at Tutor Me Senpai and tell me all about it there. When you find this video helpful, remember to leave a like, hit the notification bell, smash the subscribe button, and share the video with a friend. Well, without further ado, let's talk a little bit more about finding the mean, median, and the mode. So when talking about finding the mean, median, and mode, we have to understand that that is what we use to give us a high-level view of what our data set looks like. Now, what's a data set? Well, a data set is just a set of data. So let's say, for example, you are looking at the ages of all the kids in a given family. And there is a 1-year-old, there is a 2-year-old, we have twins that are both 3, and we have a 9-year-old. So these are just ages of kids in a given family. We can find the mean, median, and mode of this data set, which would give us an idea of what this looks like. Now, this is only 5 numbers, so it's kind of easy to kind of see what they look like just at a glance. But you might have data sets that are 20 digits big, 30 digits big. What if you had a data set that was 1,000 digits big? It's kind of hard to look at all 1,000 of those numbers and get an understanding of what your data is doing. So that's where mean, median, and mode come in. Without having to analyze the data too much, if you know its mean, median, and mode, you get an understanding of how it's behaving. So let's start with the mean. What is the mean of a set? Well, it goes by another name, and that other name is the average of the set. So if you know how to find an average of a set of numbers, you know how to find the mean of a set of numbers. So let's say we had the data set 2, 5, 8, and 9. In order to find the mean or the average, the first thing you have to do is add all these up. So that's 2 plus 5 plus 8 plus 9. What do you get when you add up all of these numbers? You get 24. Now, the next part of finding the average is to divide this sum by how many we have added. So we added 4 of these digits, so we're going to divide this 24 by 4, and what do we get? 6. So the mean for this set of numbers is going to be 6. So the next one we're going to look at is the median. And the median of a set of numbers is just going to be the middle number, our middle element for our set. So the first thing you want to do is order them. As you see, these sets of cards are not in order. We're going to pay attention to the numbers and not so much the suits. So when we're trying to find the median, let's put this in order. So we have a 2, we have this 2, the next one is a 7, we have this 7, we have an 8, a 10, and this 10. Now you don't have to put this from lowest to highest. You can also put it from highest to lowest. The key is make sure there is some sort of order. From ascending or descending, you have to have it in order. After you have it in order, you simply go from the extreme ends and you go into the middle until you can't go anymore. So I'm going to mark them to make sure that we're doing it at the same time. So this is the first one, right? Here's our second one. Here's our third one. And we only have 1 card, so that must be our middle. So this right here is the median. Our 7 is the median. Now we have 2 7s here, but this 7 here is what's in the middle. So that's our median. If you have a large set, it might not necessarily be beneficial to kind of come from both sides. And if you have a small set, you might not even need to do this, but this is something you can use when you're trying to get the middle and making sure you don't do 1 less or 1 more than you need to be. But what happens if you don't have an odd numbered set? Right here we have 7 cards, so it's very easy to find the middle card. But what happens if we have 6 cards? So let's say our data set are these 6 cards. And you notice they're already in order, so we don't have to move them around any. Let's start counting from the extreme ends towards the middle and see what we get this time. So we start for 1, then we go to 2, And we go to 3 here, but we don't have anything in between 3. Well, in that case, we're going to take our 2 middle cards and we're going to find the mean or average of those. So we take these two, we add them up. So 7 plus 8 gives us 15. And then we divide that by 2. So we have 15 divided by 2 equals 7.5. So the median is going to be 7.5. Notice we don't have a 7.5 card here, so the median doesn't have to be a card that's present. Whenever you have an even number in your set, you're going to find the middle 2 numbers and then find the mean of those 2 numbers. Finally, let's talk about the mode. What is the mode of a set? Well, the mode of a set is just going to be which element of your set is shown most often, which one comes up most often. So the first thing you want to do here would be to put this in order again. And the reason why, it makes it very clear where your multiples are. If you have them all spread out, you may miss one. Once again, you don't have to put them in ascending order. You can put them in descending order as well. But you want to have them in order so you can see easily which ones are repeated. So you can see which one is the one that shows up most often. So if we look at this, we have 2 2s. So our 2s, there are 2 of them. We have 3 7s. So our 7s, there are 3 of them. We have 1 8. So our 8s, we have 1. And we have 2 10s. So which one shows up most often? Well, that would be our 7s, right? Our 7s are the mode for this set of data. They show up 3 times, which is more than anything else present. But what happens if I remove a 7? Now we have this set here, where we have 2 2s, 2 7s, an 8, and 2 10s. So now, what would our mode be? Well, it seems like we have a tie here, right? 2s, 7s, and 10s all have 2. So which one's the mode? Although there's a tie, these all show up more than our 8, right? They all show up more than 8, so they're all going to be our mode. Our mode doesn't have to be just one number. In the first example, there was a clear winner. 7 had 3, which beat out everything else. But now we have a 3-way tie. So our mode is going to be 2, 7, and 10. How about one more example for our mode? What if I remove this 8? Now our data set is 2 2s, 2 7s, and 2 10s. What is the mode? You may be tempted to say 2, 7, and 10 again, but that is wrong. Because we don't have the 8 here, which was only showing up once, everything is even now. So if everything is even, nothing shows up the most. You have to be more than something else in order for you to be the most. And we don't have anything that's more than the other. So in this case, there is no mode. No mode because everything is even. Even if there are 1 of each, it's the same thing. If there are 3 of each, it's the same thing. If everything is tied, if there are no differences, there is no mode. Now that we talked about what the mean, median, mode actually are, let's think about some ways we can easily remember the differences between them. You might have actually already started figuring some of these things out. Let's start with the mode. Our mode is going to be the most often depicted element. So if you can remember most often depicted element, that is what your mode is. So if it shows up most often, that's your mode. How about your median? Well, median kind of sounds like medium. And medium tends to be between high and low. It tends to be between hot and cold. So you see, it's like kind of right in the middle between those two, right? So median kind of sounds like medium. So you can remember medium, and that's in your middle. Then you remember that median is going to be the middle element of your set. How about the mean? If the mode and the median had special things to help them remember, mean doesn't necessarily have that. So we're going to say if these two are special, this one is pretty average. These two have the mode, the acronym. You have most often depicted element. Median kind of sounds like medium. So those are two special things that kind of help you remember with those two. But mean doesn't have that. So instead of being special, we're going to call it average. Those two are the special ones. This one is average. But that's exactly what the mean is. It's the average. So you can think about it that way. While these two are special, mean is just average. And that is exactly what it means, the average of a set. So let's use what we just talked about and solve our question for today. We want to find the mean, median, and mode of the following set of data. Now we have a pretty decent list here, so let's write it all out here. So we have this big set here, and we want to find the mean, median, and mode of all of it. Well, let's start with the mean. Our mean is going to be all of these elements added up divided by the number of elements present. So when we add up all these numbers, what is that going to be? When you add all these numbers up, you get 605. Now that we know that sum, we have to divide it by the number of elements. So how many elements do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's going to be 605 divided by 11. What is 605 divided by 11? Well, that's going to be 55. So our mean is going to be 55. How about our median? What is our median going to be of this set? Well, remember, our median kind of wants us to order these. So let's order them and then figure out what our median is from that. So I'm going to write it smaller here, but in ascending order. And I'm going to cross them out so I don't count things twice. So do we have all of our numbers here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All 11 numbers are counted. We have them all in ascending order. So if we have 11, we know we have an exact middle. We have an odd number in our set, so we have a middle number. So let's cross out from the extreme ends going into the middle and see which one we have left. So we cross out this one. We cross out this one, we cross out this one, then we cross out this one, and we cross out this. So we crossed out stuff from the left and the right, and when we finally get our number, it looks like our median is 50, right? Our middle number is 50. And if you count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 greens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blues, we didn't miss anything. 50 is our median. How about the mode? Well, if you look up here, although we did cross things out, you can still read that we have two 24s here, but it seems like everything else only shows up once. So our mode is going to be what shows up most often, right? Most often depicted element. That is going to be 24. No other element shows up as much as 24, so 24 is the only mode that we have here. So our answer is 55 for the mean, we have 50 for the median, and 24 for the mode. Which one does this fit? If we look at our answers, it seems like that is going to be D. D is our answer for today. So I hope you're able to follow in today's examples. Remember, you have your mean, median, mode. Your mode, most often depicted element. Your median, pretty much like medium, so it's right in the middle. And then you have your mean, which isn't as special as the other one, so we call it average, which just so happens to be the average of your set. If you have any questions whatsoever, remember you can put them in the comment box below. If you have questions about your own homework you'd like to see on this channel, remember you can visit me on Facebook at Tutor Sempai and tell me all about it there. If you haven't done so already, remember to leave a like, hit the notification bell, and smash the subscribe button so you know exactly when I drop my next videos. Well, that's all the time I have for today. I really hope it's helped with your homework, and I really need to wash my hair. I'm Courtney, and this has been another session of Tutor Me Senpai.